Hi everyone, it's Dinar here. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's really important for me, guys, so please do it right now. And today I wanted to talk about learning a language, and I know that this is not something that I usually talk about in my channel, because usually I talk about manifestation, about making your wishes come true, about meditation and awareness. But I think it's very important to know that this awareness, it helps you in all spheres of your life. It helps you with relationships, it helps you with studying, it helps you with work, and it helps you with just everything, because your life changes. So before being aware and knowing all of these things, I learned English, and I had a little bit of different experience, and awareness helped me a lot with learning a new language, which is German. In this video I will talk about how I learned German through awareness and how I enjoy actually learning German, and I hope my experience will help you too if you are learning a language. So the first thing I did is I found an intrinsic motivation to learn a language. I know that German is not as useful as Spanish or Chinese, because like a lot of people speak Spanish and it's UN language, and Chinese as well. And German is only spoken in 3 countries, in Germany, in Austria, and in Switzerland. And it's not as useful, and it's not as romantic as French, for example. Many people learn French because it's really beautiful, and many people think that German is not as beautiful. But I really just love German rap.
Ich liebe meinen Beruf, ich muss nichts anderes tun, als mich zu winden und zu
And I love Namika, and I love listening to German songs, and it just makes me feel good. So whenever people ask me why I learned German, I just say because I like it. So if you want to learn a language, make sure that this language is enjoyable, and pushing yourself and forcing yourself into learning a language that you don't like, but you know, like, oh, if I know English, it will help me to earn more money, it will help me to do this and that. This extrinsic motivation is not working as good as intrinsic motivation, because whenever I don't want to do my homework, I just listen to Deutsche Rap, to Bushido, and I'm like, oh, I want to do my homework now. I know that it will worth it. So the first and main important thing is to sit down and clarify for yourself. Do I really love this language? Do I really want to learn it? Or am I doing it because others are doing it? Am I doing it because I need to do it? I have to do it? And this will make a huge difference if you are learning this language that you love. Even if it's not spoken widely, even if it's not useful, you will just realize how cool it is to learn a language that you love. The second advice that I wanted to give to you, and this advice is not that I follow myself all the time, but I try to stick to it because I know it's really helpful. You have to study for 30 minutes every day. If you study like on the weekends only for 5 or 6 hours straight, it's not as useful as if you study even like 20 or 30 minutes per day, because your brain forgets everything in 24 hours. So if you go through your notes every day, if you go through words every day, it will bring much more progress than if you study once in a while, and you will see the results much quicker if you study every day, even if it's just a few minutes. The third thing is to find a teacher and to find an accountability body, because I know because it helps a lot, and it doesn't matter how motivated and how hardworking you are, it will be much difficult if you are doing it all alone. I really love German language, and I started learning it by myself. I just downloaded the books and I started going through exercises, doing grammar and learning words, but at some point I got demotivated, I wanted to stop learning it, and I realized that I need someone, and I need a person who I can ask for help, whether it's grammar or whether it's just additional motivation. So I found a teacher, a tutor, and we work 2 times per week, and I pay her in advance so that I don't skip classes or miss classes, because sometimes I really want to do that, but I know that I paid and my payment is non-refundable, so I just, even if I don't want to, I just go to this lesson, and after 5 minutes I forget about everything. I forget about how I didn't want to do it, and I just smash my lesson. The fourth important thing when learning a language is to apply it right away. For example, I started a channel in German where I try to record videos speaking in German every week. Then it will be helpful for my next step too. I will talk about it later. And also you can talk to a stranger in italki or HelloTalk app. For example, someone wants to learn your language and you want to learn their language, and you can exchange and you can help each other, and it's really, really good when you can say something or you can understand if a native speaker. It's such a great feeling. It keeps you being motivated. When I was covering the topic with products, vegetables and stuff and shopping, I was just writing my shopping list in German. Then when I had a home topic, when I had to describe the rooms and the furniture, I would just make a project and put a picture of my own house and describe everything in German. So there are numerous of opportunities to use a language every day. The fifth thing, which is very important, is documenting your progress. For example, I know that this week I've learned 100 words, and also recording a video every week when you're speaking a language will also help you. For example, when you are 2 or 3 months in learning a language, you can, and when you feel demotivated, you can just look at your first video and you'll see, wow, I made such a great progress just in 3 months. I can do even better, and it will help you, because when we don't document our progress, we usually don't see it. What you can count, you can't measure, and it's very helpful, and it will help you see your progress, because otherwise you're like, oh, I'm dumb, I'm stuck, I didn't make any progress. But when you document it, when you track it, you can use different types of trackers like this, and you will see how much progress you made, and it will help you to move further. The next thing is to balance your grammar and speaking. I know that in the beginning you have to do a lot of grammar, but it's very boring. It's just something you have to do it. And I try to balance it out with my tutor. I asked her to do 1 grammar lesson and then 1 speaking lesson, because speaking is also very important. For example, I see a lot of people speaking in Russian, like foreigners speaking in Russian, and they make a lot of grammar mistakes, but I still can understand them. So I think speaking is even more important than grammar if you are trying to learn a language, especially in the beginning, because speaking is the most exciting. It's also very stressful to speak, but you don't need to think what other people are thinking of you. Just try to speak as much as possible. Try to speak with foreigners, try to speak just to video like I'm doing now, and yeah, balance it out. Grammar is important, speaking is important, and you need to find a balance. The next thing I did is changing my phone settings to German, and I did it when I finished A1 level, and sometimes it can be stressful, but I know that I learned a lot of words like löschen. I learned it from my phone settings, and other words like abbrechen and Anmeldung. I learned a lot of words just from my phone, but sometimes when I need to find something really quick, it's really stressful because I have to translate. But I know that if I do it, this word will stuck in my head forever, not like when I'm just learning vocabulary. So it helps a lot. Try it out. And the final and the most important thing is to visualize and feel and use all of your senses and write a story about what are you going to do when you reach your goal. For example, when you'll be fluent, or when you will receive a certain like intermediate level in a language. And my story is that I am in Germany, in Berlin, and singing in a karaoke in German. I'm singing my favorite songs and everybody's cheering, and I feel so happy on the stage. And this is like my dream moment. And whenever I don't want to do my homework or I don't want to learn new words, I just have this mental image of me in the karaoke singing in German, and it helps me to move forward. So write a story in much details. Imagine it. How are you going to feel? What are you going to do? How are you going to communicate with people in their native language? And it will help you through your journey of learning a language. I hope these advices were useful. Again, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We'll talk more about awareness and about manifestation and about learning languages and about different things. I know sometimes I'm not really consistent with my videos, but I just share what I feel is important and what I feel as worth sharing at that moment. So I hope this video will be helpful for you too.